Right now, there are serious attempts being made to watermark Chat GPT's output. And one of the people that they've hired is Scott Aronson. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And he is in charge of now finding a way to watermark outputs by Chat GPT. And this is not only being done by Chat GPT, but this is being done by other software as well that generate AI content. And before I go into this, I just want to say that I've always warned people of using AI content on the website. It's fine if you're going to start an experimental website, but as we see in this video, what Scott is doing and what OpenAI is doing, a lot of people may follow, is because they're going to hand over the cryptographic keys to Chat AI and its output to big corporations like Google and Yahoo or Microsoft and many others. And so what this is going to do is it's going to create a great output. The output is already great, but what's going to happen is that when you use this output on your website, Google will be able to pick it up because Google has the cryptographic keys to the output. And this is what this video is about, is how they're going to do it. Now, it does not say, and Scott does not say, that this is being done as we speak, but I have an inkling, and after looking at hundreds of pages of output from ChatGPT, is that the beta version is using some sort of cryptographic, there is something in the text that they're using to identify if this output is from OpenAI. And then what they will do is that they will look across their entire database with hundreds and thousands of inputs from human users and the outputs, and this will tell the system engineers, the software developers, just exactly how good the output is, and then tweak the system accordingly. It's already being done, in my opinion, but it's not being done the way that they want to do it. So this is going to be like watermarking a picture, like putting your logo on your picture just to make sure nobody copies it. And so I think the next phase of this is also going to be they might even just copyright a lot of whatever is being outputted by OpenAI, which means that once it's watermarked, once it's copyrighted, if you use it on your website and Google or any other publisher detects that you're using this, even a social media platform like Facebook or Twitter detects this, it's going to be flagged, it's going to be taken down, or at least it's going to be flagged and it's going to be highlighted as being an output generated by AI content, because there's nothing stopping someone from going on Quora and using this to answer hundreds and thousands of questions in a matter of hours, and then having people visit their website from Quora. And this is something I talk about in one of my previous videos, using Quora to generate traffic. So there's no one stopping. I mean, if Quora has the keys to this, then Quora would know that someone is using this and they can ban the account right away. So again, if you guys like the video, like and subscribe. I'm going to just do a brief dive into what Scott Aronson is saying and whether or not if this is even possible. So I've got a link to the lecture here where Scott is saying this, and I've put a screenshot here. So what it's saying is that my main project so far has been a tool for statistically watermarking the output of a text model like GPT. Basically, whenever GPT generates some long text, we want there to be an otherwise unnoticeable secret signal in choices of words, which you can use to prove later on, yes, this came from GPT. We want it to be much harder, like a GPT output, to pass it off as if it came from a human being. So what they want to do is they want to try to make sure that people don't pass this off as human written content. They want to draw this distinct line between human generated content and GPT generated content. Why they want to do this, I have no idea. This could be helpful for preventing academic plagiarism, obviously, but also, for example, mass generation of propaganda, spamming every blog with seemingly on-topic comments. This is what I talked about using Quora. Russian invasion in Ukraine without even a building full of trolls in Moscow, or impersonating someone's writing style in order to incriminate them. These are all things that might make it harder, right? So by what Scott is saying, he's saying in his lecture that he does he does not want this to be used by evildoers, and he does not want this to be used by cheaters. But the question is, does he want this to be used by SEOs? And I think SEOs that use this will automatically be branded as cheaters. People with blogs that use this will be automatically branded as cheaters, and the domain will automatically be flagged, and all the content will be de-indexed. So I have an update at the end of the video about the blog. I started with a few pages of GPT-3 content, then I'll go into that towards the end of this video. So how does it work? So Scott goes into this briefly. I have a screenshot of this as well, and you can read this at his in its entirety on the website. So basically what he's saying here is that GPT is constantly using a probability token. So after the neural net generates the distribution, the OpenAI server then actually samples a token according to the distribution or some modified version of the distribution depending on the parameters called the temperature. As long as the temperature is non-zero, though there will actually be randomness in the choice of the next token, you could run over and over with the same prompt and get a different completion, i.e. string output tokens each time. So then to watermark, instead of selecting the next token randomly, the ideas will be to select it pseudonymly using cryptographic pseudonym functions whose key is to know only to OpenAI. So basically what they're going to do is they're going to add a pattern in all of their outputs, which I'm already seeing, by the way. And so that pattern may be anything. It could be a series of words diagonally, a series of alphabets horizontally. It could be anything. It would even make a old school kind of text-based picture if you looked at it in a certain way. It could be anything, but it's going to be highly complex, and it's going to be highly complex to do when you're putting this across hundreds and thousands of pages, and you'll have to put a rule in the AI generator to generate content, based around this cryptographic watermark, which I think is possible. Scott Aronson has a long history of working on these kinds of projects. So if anyone can do it, is him and his team. The question is if they're doing it right now, and I think they're doing it right now. And after looking at more than 100 pages of output from GPT-3 and Chat AI on the same subject, which is SEO, and making money online, I can tell you that they're already using a pattern in the text, and even though you might think that it is absolutely random, it's not absolutely random, because anyone who with basic programming knowledge will even tell you that the R&D generator is not exactly 100% random. So take it for what it is. So what's happening here is Chat GPT. And this is from a TechCrunch article, is that people are concerned about the ethical implications of using Chat AI, and people using this text to spam search engines and blogs and comments and forums and stuff like that. The problem with this is that you're assuming that this text is easy to generate, and this is assuming that it does not take a lot of processing power to generate. Whereas if you look at how Chat GPT has literally just shut down its operations because it had too many users. So obviously there was a lot of stress on the system, and they could not handle the stress. So there will come a point where the processing power for hundreds and thousands of people generating hundreds of thousands of pages of text is just not there. It's just not practical until there's a way to optimize the system further. And I think right now they're running into limitations because they're not able to service more people. I just tried to log in, and it's not working. But there are also limitations to the watermarking, and one of this is that once they start watermarking and the cryptographic keys are generated, who's to say that you cannot? Who's to say that you cannot? Just figure out what the keys are. And because the same cryptographic formula is used across all the text, then once you know like what kind of watermark is being used, you can remove the watermark by changing the text around. And then someone would develop a software that could remove the watermark once you know what the watermark is, even if it's highly cryptographic. Now, whether or not this is possible, I have no idea because I'm not a computer programmer. But this is really alarming because GPT-3 and Chat AI is an extremely good software. But if they put on this kind of if they put the limitations on this software, it's gonna not be useful for people like us, except for maybe generating sales emails, landing pages. Maybe just writing a poem for our wives, just some basic stuff like maybe even generating a privacy policy for our websites, or generating just a general contract for clients and stuff like that. But other than that, this is not gonna, GPT-3 and Chat AI is not gonna be really useful. Also obviously used for chat. Okay, so a representative for Quora has said that the company would be interested in using such a system. And it's likely wouldn't be the only one. So, as I said, there are probably others developing the system as we speak. So, and there could be others that are already using a watermarking system that we're not aware of, and they haven't told us about it because they were under no obligation to tell us about it. Now, to my blog. So once I've uploaded, this has been over a week now since I uploaded blog generated by Chat AI, and what I'm seeing is that Google has crawled but not indexed any of my pages. So far it's not working out, whereas the other websites that they're crawled and indexed, and they're also relatively new domains. I will keep you guys updated, but it's not working out. So guys, as always, if you like the video, like and subscribe, and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this, because I think this is a big deal, and this will just not make it practical for people like us to use Chat AI to generate content for our websites, and we'll just have to look elsewhere for it. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next video.